Hi everybody, welcome back to another lesson in my Czerny's Opus 599 for solo learners course. In this video we're going to learn number 19. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and if you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. Also, I offer online piano lessons. If you're looking for one, there's going to be information below. And if you'd like to get this special edition of Czerny's Opus 599 specifically for solo learners with enhanced guidance, there's going to be links to that below. Number 19 is the first exercise in the third group in the book, which is titled Exercises Within the Compass of an Octave. So we're moving out of the 5-finger position and we're going into the octave span, so slightly longer phrases, going a little bit higher, doing more thumb crossings, but still staying in a relatively shorter range. Both hands are still notated in the treble clef, so left hand is starting at the middle C and right hand an octave above, and we are in 4/4 common time, so 4 quarter note beats in each bar. This exercise is really about expression, legato, phrasing in the right hand against chords in the left hand. So really shaping the melody, shaping the slurs, creating beautiful natural dynamics and very nice legato. Lots of wrist circling and lateral movement of the hand to follow the melody. And we have to make sure that this melody is not interrupted by the lifting of the left hand to change the chords. So let's start with the first section, first 8 bars. Left hand, very simple. We've got a few chords starting in the C position, C major chord, 1, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got a C major chord, then we have an F major inverted chord, C, F, A, 1, 2, 5, back to C, and then you have this G7 chord, B, F, G, 1, 2, 5. And in the last 2 bars we need to jump, so there's a position change going down to an inverted C chord, G, C, E. So from the standard C chord you're going to move down very quickly, and you have to practice this jump because you're moving out of a very comfortable position. So C major and then G7, G, B, F, and finishing 1, 2 on the C, E. Now, as always, when you play chords, especially blocked chords, make sure the hands are rounded, the fingers are curved, and you concentrate on all 3 notes going down perfectly together, instead of where the hands are delayed compared to each other. So all 3 notes going down perfectly together. And making sure also that you lift up the hand between the chords, especially when you have that repeated C in the bottom all the time. I've seen things like this, where the finger 5 is getting stuck on that bottom note, but it has to be re-articulated. So lift, lift, and so on. So very clean, strong key attack. Now obviously, balance-wise, once we add in the right hand, the left hand has to stay very quiet compared to the right hand because the right hand has the melody. So it has to be emphasized over the left hand. So let's see that right hand melody. We've got 4 phrases. Each of them are 2 bars long and ending on a staccato. So we're going to really connect those notes. We start on the C, and it's a C major scale going up. Lots of eighth notes and quarter notes, so T, 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 or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and whichever way is better for you to count. So we have the scale going up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bounce, bounce. Now as you can see, when I'm doing my scale going up, my wrist is following the melody. I'm playing with rounded fingers, I'm playing with the fingertips, and very clean legato, not allowing the notes to be sustained like this. Every note has to come up when the next one goes down. Clean finger legato. And the hand is moving with the melody, staying very flexible and soft, soft wrist. So don't keep your hand in one position. and just try to play from the fingers, it's not going to sound very nice, and it's also going to feel quite tense. So as we go up on the scales, we can do a crescendo, getting slightly louder, and the end of the phrase we can round off and go a little bit quieter. And we can do this with any phrase, even though there's no dynamics in the actual exercise. We can add our own to make it even more expressive. It's expected from the player when learning this piece. So let's start. Bounce, bounce. The next phrase, a beautiful downbeat 5 on the C. Now, the staccatos, we've got 2, so we can swap the finger numbers. Not absolutely necessary, but it's good to swap finger numbers on repeated notes. Bar 5 is the same as the first 2 bars. And here we have a slightly more difficult passage. 2, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. So finishing on a broken chord. This one is a C major chord, and then a G7, and finishing on the C. So lots of practice on this one with the correct finger numbers. 2, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 2, 1. Very important to practice this on its own, because everybody usually either stops here, hesitates, or makes a mistake and slips off the notes. Hands together. As I mentioned, right hand needs to be louder, left hand quieter, and you have to make sure the right hand stays connected when the left hand is lifting up for the new chord. So, as you could see, I get to the C, left hand comes up, connect, connect, and bounce. Second phrase. G7. Now jumping. And that's the end of the first section. Second section, left hand chords. G chord, B, D, G, 1, 3, 5, going back to C. G chord, C chord. And then the repetition, C, F, C, jumping down to the inversion, G7 and C. So very similar to the first section, one new chord. Right hand is a little bit different. We have a new 2 bars which are repeated, so bar 9 and 10. Now putting 1 on the E, and the same again. 1 on the E and 5 coming down the scale. And then is the repetition of the second line. So hands together. Repetition. And the scale. And we got to the end. So lots of beautiful expression and phrasing in that right hand melody. It's basically scales going up and coming down with a couple of broken chords, but you can really make it sound musical and expressive and keep those left hand chords at bay. They're only there to support the right hand melody.